Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. My name is Sarah and today is going to be another one of those chatty videos, homeschool update video for the month of June. So put in those earbuds as you get some chores or a workout done while you listen, or just grab a cup of coffee and come hang out with me for a bit. So it's summer. Why am I doing a homeschool update? Well, I like consistency. I like doing these monthly recaps, and we have, in fact, done some homeschooling over the summer. Some things that I didn't plan on doing, so I really thought it would just be fun to check in with you guys, share with you what we've been up to, what we're doing this summer related to homeschooling, and what I'm doing to kind of prep and prepare for the upcoming school year, which is really right around the corner. Let's start with the homeschool related things. So throughout the summer, we continued two things from our recent homeschool year. We never stopped with our math curriculum, and we also have continued to work on our Latin. If you've been here a while, you know we use CTC Math. We still love it. It's been going great. Nothing has changed about how we're using it over the summer. Each week, I'm continuing to assign daily lessons to my kids, and it takes them anywhere from 15 minutes to sometimes an hour, honestly, depending on the lesson. An hour is typically on the long side, but it really will depend. Most lessons are very short, but once in a while they get one that's just tough and it takes a little bit longer to work through it. We're also still doing the weekly revision sets CTC Math has available, which gives us a lot of review on concepts that we've covered in previous lessons. It's been really great. I'm gonna probably do another video soon sharing what the weekly revision sets are like, because I've gotten some questions about them and I think there is some confusion about how you can use them to really be beneficial to your kids with this curriculum. For Latin, we finished first form Latin from Memoria Press at the end of the school year. I've been teaching this series through our homeschool co-op for years now. We started with Prima Latina. Now it's starting to get a lot more challenging, probably more challenging for me than the kids, because to be honest, I don't think I have as great of a memory as they do, and I am learning this along with them. I'm not a Latin expert, but I am really enjoying learning it. Anyway, it's getting challenging, and I knew this summer we needed more practice with our vocabulary to really get some of the words memorized, and I also feel like we flew through some of the final chapters of first form, so I wanted to just get some extra practice in over the summer to make sure we were solid before starting second form Latin in the fall. So I found these review books from Memoria Press that they put out to help make sure kids don't forget everything they learned over the summer, and they have been a really big help. We only do about a section about twice a week. So one section 2 times a week, because I wanted to spread it out over the summer. And this book has vocabulary review, form drills, and translation exercises, which have all been really great. I think I showed them in another video, but we've also slowly been reviewing all of our vocabulary cards, and the system that I've been using has been great. I wish I had started doing it sooner, but I'm definitely going to continue using it as we move into second form. It's kind of like a file box system where I've got a section for current vocab we're working on, and then I have 3 different sections after that where we kind of split it up and do one different section review every day. So it's been working really well. We get a lot of different review in there. And like I said, I'm going to continue that as we move into our next year's Latin curriculum. So that's all of the old stuff that we continued into the summer. We did a couple of new schoolish things this summer as well. Honestly, things that I didn't plan for. The first one being that my oldest son decided he wanted to take a coding class and begin learning Python coding. He really likes working with computers. He loves video games. He may want to work in that industry someday. He's not really sure yet, but he came to my husband and I and said he wanted to try out a coding class. He's 12, almost 13, and when your kid actually takes the initiative and asks to take a class or wants to learn something, you try to figure out how to make it happen, right? So my husband is a computer programmer, and I sent him some different options I knew about to look through and see what he thought would be the best in terms of what my son would be learning and what would be worth the time and the money. We settled on a class from Code Wizards HQ. It was not cheap, but they were offering accelerated courses over the summer, and it looked really good. So typically, their classes run in 12-week sessions, and you have different options, but you might only take 1 to 2 classes a week typically. Well, this one had you doing all 12 class sessions in 3 weeks. So my son had an hour class each day from Monday through Thursday for 3 weeks. It was kind of intense. This was a live class, so he had to log in every day. I think it was through Zoom. So we logged in at 11 a.m. and this was really new for him. He'd never done a live online class like this before, except for a couple of out-school classes, but nothing like this. And I was really impressed with him. He took this class very seriously, and some days he even forgot he was supposed to be logging in for the class, and he managed his time really well. He was logged in and ready to go every day. It was really kind of neat to see. You know, we talk about our kids being independent, teaching them to be independent, and we try to work on this and teach time management and all the skills they'll need when they're off on their own someday. So when you actually see this stuff put into practice, it's really cool. Anyway, he loved the class and learned a lot. If your kids are interested in coding at all, I really recommend it, and I'll leave a link for you in the description below to check out. Each day of the class, there was some new lesson and instruction, and the kids were working towards building their own little game. And they also had a homework assignment to complete each day too, to practice what they learned in the lesson. So this would actually take him another hour or so to complete. So he probably spent a good 2 hours or so a day, each class day on this. They had quizzes each day, and the kids could redo their quizzes if they didn't score well. At the beginning of each class, the instructor would go over homework. They'd have a little showcase to show what they all did. It was a really small class. There were only about 4 kids in there, I think, which was great because it wasn't overwhelming and they could all still have individual attention when they needed. This was also the first class he took where a grade mattered. So all the kids needed an 80% or higher to earn their certificate and actually be able to move on and take the next level class. So there was a little bit of pressure here, and that was good, I think. We're not doing any of the other accelerated classes this summer, but he did pass and wants to continue. We're going to take a look and see what will fit our schedule best for the fall, and probably try to find something where we can do 1 class a week or something like that. The other 2 things we added in, I wasn't planning on again, but I had an opportunity to do a review of a couple of products, and I asked my kids if they were things that they might like to try, and they said sure, so we gave them a try. The first product is this short course called Before Personal Finance. There's actually another curriculum from this company called Beyond Personal Finance that I've reviewed before on my blog. I think it's amazing, so I was really excited to take a peek at this curriculum for upper elementary students. You guys should let me know if you'd like a flip through of this. I'm going to have a post I will be working on for my blog, but I know sometimes you just like to see a video instead. So anyway, this curriculum was written to help introduce important money concepts to kids. You know, if you ask almost any homeschool parent what real life skills they wish they would have learned in school, oftentimes you'll hear financial literacy at the top of that list. So things like how to make a budget, how to pay taxes, credit card best practices, and so on. And this is because there are mistakes many of us have made because we weren't taught any better, and we want to make sure that our kids don't end up in the same boat, right? I never took a personal finance class as a teenager, and unfortunately, I was, in my opinion, very underprepared for a financially savvy future. It's kind of embarrassing to think about now, but I barely knew how to use a debit card by the time I went to college, let alone the dangers of credit cards, student loans, and just general budgeting basics. So I learned the hard way that there is too much at stake to simply allow my kids to go out into the real world without preparing them the best way I can for their financial futures and the different types of decisions they'll encounter. So this curriculum is really neat. While the teen option will teach kids more about topics they'll encounter while they're adults, like career choices, apartments, spouses, homes, investments, things like that. This course is kind of a prequel to that and takes kids on a journey from age 13 to 22. And they have to make decisions along the way about how they'll earn money, spend money, giving, and saving their money. It kind of gives them an avatar. They're supposed to really put themselves in the game as they make certain choices, and they're creating budgets along the way. They make a new budget each lesson as they age and get older and encounter new things. There are only 10 lessons, so I thought it would be perfect to use over the summer. We only do one lesson a week, and the lessons typically take anywhere from 1 to 2 hours to complete. So it hasn't been bad. We just fit it in where we can throughout the week. And honestly, my girls ask me to do this. They really like it. It's kind of like the game of life in a sense, and it's really funny for me to see the decisions they make and honestly how different they are. So this has been a fun addition to our summer. The second unplanned thing we added in is something for my youngest son. We started using the app Reading Eggs. I've been using my Father's World preschool curriculum with my son, and this past year we really worked on learning the letters and their sounds. And this next year, this upcoming year, is going to be when we really dive into the learning to read process, but he's been ready to go. This kid loves learning, and he was really excited when I told him about this program. And honestly, I didn't expect to like Reading Eggs as much as I do. Probably because we've tried other apps with my son that have been kind of hit or miss. There's a lot of good ones out there, but many never seem to hold his attention longer than a couple of days. And I almost have to force him to want to do them. And I figure this might be the same. But working through these lessons has become kind of a new routine for us. We are both really liking it. So the program is really simple to navigate. It could be one of those things that you just give to your kid if you needed them to do something independently while you worked with your older kids or something. But I do like to sit down with my son and watch him work through his lessons as much as I can because I'm still curious and learning about the program. All of the lessons have different activities to teach whatever concept they're working on. And I've been really impressed by how different the lessons are. Some are kind of similar, but it's not just the same thing over and over. So it keeps things interesting for him. And there are rewards. This is probably one of my son's favorite parts. He's really motivated by this. Kids can earn these little golden eggs as they work through their lessons and can purchase items in the little shop to dress up their avatars. And they also earn these fun little certificates when they get to the end of each map. My son got such a kick out of this, and he was really excited to print this out. And the cool thing was this little ribbon up here. At first, he got a bronze ribbon. So they had bronze, silver, and gold. And he got bronze, and then he realized that he could go back and he could redo it until he got a better score. So he did his bronze medal, and then he wanted to go back and redo it. He got a silver, and then he redid it a third time and got his gold. So that was all unprompted by me. He just wanted to continue to work at it and improve. And like I said, he's motivated by this type of thing. And it's also really fun because all these little stickers, the kids get to pick out what stickers they want to use to kind of decorate their certificate. So that is a lot of fun for him. We are about 5 weeks into this, so I will keep you guys updated on our progress and how we're liking it. And there is also a math component to this app that we haven't tried out yet, so stay tuned. Okay, let me give you guys an update on the lawnmower quiz. If you watched the video that I did with my husband the other week, you know what I'm talking about. I actually got quite a few requests for this in printable form. So it was a printable. My husband made a printable, but I took it and made it a little bit prettier and put it up on my website. So you too can give your kids their own lawnmower parts quiz this summer. I will link it down below. I did make it free for the first few days, but it's just $1 now. I had to charge just a little bit for the work Josh put into this, so I hope you guys will go check it out. Other than that, it has been a really busy summer so far. I can't believe June is over. We did 2 VBSs in June, one at our church, one at another church. Last week, my youngest had soccer camp. My oldest son is trying out volleyball this summer, which he has really enjoyed. And we've been doing swimming lessons for my youngest as well. Pretty typical busy summer, but it's been a lot of fun. Even though we're still doing some learning and been busy with different scheduled activities, we've had more downtime than we typically do during the year, and more days when we're able to relax a bit and even make some last minute plans. So it's been so good, a good balance. Now that it's July, I am able to start tracking our homeschool hours for the 2024-2025 school year. So in Missouri, once our kids turn 7, we have to log hours of instruction and have a certain amount that we have to reach each year. Right now, I only have to track hours for my 3 older kids, and I'm going to try using Homeschool Planet for tracking hours this year. In the past, I used a program called Homeschool Hall for tracking hours. I love this program and highly recommend it if you're looking for a simple, very easy to use program to keep track of homeschool records. So I was using that alongside Homeschool Planet for the past 2 years or so. And Homeschool Planet is what I use for planning out our year, our daily checklists, things like that. It wasn't that big of a deal to use 2 separate programs. I initially didn't really like tracking hours in Homeschool Planet, and I think if you were looking at just that aspect, I still would prefer Homeschool Hall. But I want to try to streamline things a little bit this year. And since I've been using Homeschool Planet for about 2 years now, I'm more comfortable with it and think that it won't be that bad to track hours in there once I get used to it. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm also just slowly getting everything organized and ready to go for when we start our new curriculum. One thing I absolutely love doing is kind of easing into the school year instead of starting everything all at once. So we slowly add in a subject or 2 to get used to before we've got a full load that we're working through. This is especially going to be helpful this year because I'm using a curriculum that is completely new to me. So not only will starting early give my kids a chance to get comfortable with it, but I'll get a chance to get more comfortable with it too. So what this is going to look like is the first week of July, nothing's really new. The week after this one, we will be adding in our writing and literature classes, kind of adding them on to what we're doing now. And we're just going to do those things through the rest of July. So we'll be doing math, Latin, writing, and literature. And then the week of August 5th is when we'll have our full course load to work through. So we'll have science and history, and I'll start my son's kindergarten curriculum then as well. I think this is a really great approach when you can do this. I mean, it especially works out for us because I can start logging our hours in July anyway, and it just gives us a little bit of flexibility and wiggle room during the year when we need it. We already have some days in July I know will be gone for camp, so I'm already going to be moving some things around as it is. But like I said, it also gives us time to get comfortable with the new curriculum that we're not as familiar with before we have full days and more work to get through. Even with adding those things in during July, it really should only take my kids 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, but that would be stretching it, to get through their schoolwork. So there's still plenty of time to do other things we want to during the day. I did work on my schedule or my rhythm for our homeschool day. I was going to type it up and be fancy with it, make it pretty, but then I just decided to use a simple Google Doc and print it out. And so this is what it looks like. We do, like I said, use Homeschool Planet for our daily checklists. My kids use that to see what independent work they need to work through. This is more of just our routine. So I can keep us on track throughout the day. If I don't have my computer with me, I will probably keep this on a clipboard or something. Okay, I think that's it for all of the homeschool related updates. let me share really quickly about some things coming up on my channel. I'm really excited that I am almost to 3,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. If you are watching now and made it this far, please consider subscribing and sticking around for more homeschool content this year. It truly does help when you subscribe and hit that notification bell to get updates from my channel. I think the next giveaway I'll be doing here on YouTube will be at 5,000 subscribers. I already can't wait for it. But if you like giveaways, I run a monthly homeschool giveaway on my blog, blessedhomeschool.com. I collaborate with some amazing homeschool companies and brands to bless one lucky winner each month, and I'm so happy to be able to do this. This month, I'm teaming up once again with Homeschool Planet and giving away an entire year's free subscription to their amazing planning software. I'm so excited to work with them again. I will leave a link to the giveaway in the description. Make sure to check it out, enter, and please share it with some other homeschool moms or dads in your life who might like to win. This month, I'll also be sharing some videos relating to back to homeschool, some tips, supply hauls, organization, and I have a couple of fun collaborations on the calendar as well. If you have any suggestions or videos you'd like to see from me, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time.